to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And today, gentlemen, I think we're just going to discuss AEW. Congratulations to AEW. They just, only a year in, got a $145 million contract for an extension for another 3 years. I mean,
wow.
That's like... That's awesome. I mean, that's just, no matter, listen, you don't have to be the biggest AEW fan. This is good for wrestling as a whole. This just shows that people are watching wrestling. This just shows that people are interested in wrestling. So I think this is a win for the wrestling community, whether or not you're an AEW fan or not.
We're entering the third golden age of wrestling.
Man, we are here, man.
Now, along with the TV deal, they announced that they have plans for a second show, which I think is the biggest news out of this, because I think the partnership between them was going to continue. Like, that's a no-brainer. Outside of basketball, like, what does TNT really have?
Sure.
Having a new wrestling promotion.
Facts.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Having a new wrestling promotion and having this hype behind it before they even debuted it themselves, it's a no-brainer for them. So that was expected. What isn't expected is, what are they going to do with the second show? Like, what do you guys think we should do with the second show?
I think they can definitely use this time to really flesh out their stories. A lot of the things they do on BTE or Road 2s, they can take all that stuff and really put it into one show. Because I think one of the issues with AEW is that they assume that all of their fans watch everything, and they don't. And I think if they can figure out a way to just put their Road 2s and BT all in one place where everybody can watch it all at the same time.
See, me personally, I think they're not even ready for a second show.
Yeah, that's one of the things they said.
I don't think we
the second show wasn't coming
for
like another year. The second show wasn't coming for another calendar year.
The only way I think a second show works is if they pull AEW Dark off of YouTube. Make that the second show, and if
that was probably the plan all along.
And if you're concerned about a night, you can still put it on Tuesday. The AEW Dark logo can be used as like
Tuesday
a late night, like a late night.
Yeah.
Or they can use I'm pretty sure they did copyright that, the Tuesday Night Dynamite, which originally is what we thought was Dynamite was going to be.
Yeah.
So they have Tuesday night, they have Wednesday Night Dynamite. I think they should stick with Tuesday, but I think they should pull AEW Dark off. Still do dark matches in the shows that they have, but keep them special. Give people even more reason to go to live events. But with the second show, whatever they were like mainly putting on the dark shows, they should focus, because the dark shows were still regular matches.
Yeah.
So
I think what
they can actually use these dark matches as elevation.
They need to start advertising dark more on the main show, and also the YouTube vlogs that all the wrestlers have, so they can be up to date on the storylines and such. Because you don't see that much mention of Sammy Guevara has his own vlog too. Like,
that's true.
I think
that's one of my biggest pet peeves with AEW is the way they handle all their other content. Like, you're not promoting Nightmare Family enough. You're not promoting BCE enough. You don't promote the Road 2s enough.
Where's the Dark Order?
I think, the Dark Order does make their presence known on
every week.
Paid for by the Dark Order. I really think that we plug BTE and Sammy Guevara and all the other stuff more than Dynamite does. And it's not even like a shot at them. I think it's just honestly the truth. Because us as fans, we know how important it is for everybody else to watch everything so they can get the full scope of the story. So I think that's definitely one thing that should change going forward.
A lot of these forums that I'm on, a lot of these boards, that's pretty much everybody's thinking, hey, what's going on? Like, oh, I didn't know this. You have to watch BTE. they don't know that because they don't plug it
They
enough.
don't plug it.
I think that's
They really
another
don't.
thing. I think with the formation of a second show, especially with the formation of the second show, that they need to end BTE. It was a great run. It did a lot for the building of AEW. It did a lot for the promotion of the Young Bucks. Did a lot for the Elite. But it's come to a point where you're using your best stuff on BTE. Delete that show from YouTube. Incorporate those BTE segments into this new show, into Dynamite, because this is the real development that we're enjoying. The week-to-week AEW Dynamite, there's some good spots. There's a lot of low spots. But BTE is consistent from week to week to have something to pull from storyline development or an hilarious segment or something, a new gimmick starting.
Yeah, I would like to see more.
That's my take.
I would like to see more BTS things on
BTS things.
Yeah, I would like to see more BTE-esque things on Dynamite. They definitely need to bring. I mean, Dynamite is funny. They do have their comedy spots, but I do think they should add more elements to it. I'm not.
I think what they should do is start promoting the new wrestlers on BTE because they really haven't been doing much. I mean, you see Chris Statlander
that's a big
and everything.
problem.
They need to start putting, a lot.
Why do
more
I
wrestlers.
enjoy the Librarians on BTE, but I can't enjoy them on
the Librarians?
Why I can't? Why? Where's the Hybrid 2 and all of this?
They make sparse appearances. They make sparse appearances.
Jimmy Havoc and all of them.
I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Havoc, man. I don't know what's
ever since they took away his staple gun.
Jimmy Havoc.
We haven't really seen
Jimmy
much
Havoc and B Priestley have just been kind of MIA. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they'll pop up sometime soon.
And another thing is they don't have no backstage interviews to really further the story.
That's true.
Well.
They do. Well, they have been implementing that more in the Dynamite. They've been doing more backstage interviews and backstage.
Well, they did have
stuff like that.
that one girl that was interviewing.
Riho.
And she was interviewing Riho.
Yeah, Riho. And then this week she interviewed Joey Janela.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Those backstage segments, the BTE could be the video packages for the shows, and then we could just continue with Nightmare. The way the Nightmare segments are filmed, we could have that for the build-ups to the rivalries for the pay-per-views.
Yeah,
you have the great quality vision as far as BTE and American Nightmare, but you have to, at this point, you're growing too big, too fast.
Combine that together.
You need to combine it.
Yeah.
Put all your focus on Dynamite. Put all your focus on the second show whenever it airs. I'm pretty sure it's a year out, and it should be more than a year or more out.
Build more people.
I mean, they have enough money. They have 145 million. I would say
for this,
hire some comedians and hire some acting coaches and hire some.
I heard Freddie Prinze Jr. is available. Then maybe don't have a contract with him.
That's actually
he's the one who created promo school.
I'm actually gonna argue against that. I think as far as promos, they're just doing. I think they're doing a fine job. What I think they need to do is take some of that.
They're not.
As far as what?
Look who you're crediting.
As there's a select few.
The only person.
Select few.
The only person who's cutting promos top of the game that is you can say is an AEW original is MJF. Everyone you're happy about is Chris Jericho, John Moxley's promos, is the Elite, which we've been enjoying their promos since Ring of Honor, since New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Where's PMP's promo? That's so great. Where's Riho's promo? That's so great. Where's
Riho doesn't cut promos.
Where's Britt Baker's promo?
She cut one good promo.
Yeah, the last promo.
Ran down on Riho backstage, which is another example of a backstage interview.
Yeah,
and pretty much told her I've been here every week. You're barely even here. Why are you even champion? Pretty much.
Where's the Hybrid 2's promos?
Those guys, when did they?
They're on BTE.
They're on BTE.
And that's my point. I didn't even know they had personality until BTE.
And that's what I'm saying.
That was their first time on
They
the
have
show.
Personality. You don't need to hire acting coaches. This isn't WWE. I'm
Some
not even
people
trying
need
to
it,
cite
though.
WWE.
Jungle Boy needs it. Let's be real. I love Jungle Boy. and what
That's
his
what-
package, but he needs it.
That's what the Chris Jericho's there for, stuff like that. Guys like that, like
Technically, he's still getting a promo school if he still has to practice.
Yeah,
Jericho.
but
that's what
is,
we mean. Bring
Yeah.
people in. There's a difference between a tutor, an acting coach, and a writer. We don't want people to write scripts.
That's what I'm kind of leaning towards.
we don't want people to write scripts.
We want people
to get coached into how to develop.
Like an improv, like an improv teacher would be great. Improv teachers, it doesn't matter
that's
how
what he
good of an
means
actor
by the
you are.
company.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree.
In
with that.
in that case, yeah, because anybody can use that. You know what I'm saying?
As far as
Kevin Hart could use that. Anybody, you can never be as, you know what I'm saying. You can always get better. You know
exactly. As far as what they still stay the same, I think just the way that they're packaging themselves, the variety of it all, I think that should definitely stay the same. I have a lot more changes than I would say stay the same because I don't really have too many complaints as far as what they do good, so it's mostly the changes I'll focus on, and my change really would be to completely drift away from a WCW look and feel. If they're gonna have two shows, it's okay to have one with the nostalgic look, but please, if they're not gonna have, if it's not gonna be like a continuation of Dynamite with the AEW Dark kind of feel, if it's gonna be a brand new branded show, they need to have their own unique look, like top to bottom. If they're doing branding like a Raw and SmackDown, they need their own look that's their own. I look at AEW Dynamite, I see Nitro.
Because it's the same lighting.
And it's the same lighting. It's the same ring style. It's the same production style. It's the same stage style, pretty much. A lot of it is WCW. I want them to drift away from
it. You got to understand, Tony Khan is a huge WCW fan. The Young Bucks was huge WCW fans.
And that's okay.
And, it's translating into that's basically what it is.
It seems like they're the elite of WCW, not the elite of their own stuff.
And that's where I kind of differ. I mean, just because it does have the looks of WCW, but as far as the storylines and the in-ring action, that to me just completely, it's so far from WCW. Chris Jericho and Jungle Boy, that is so opposite of WCW logic and booking.
How is it? No, it's not.
Hulk Hogan didn't get in the ring to
somebody that WCW had a whole 80s gimmick era.
We're not talking about 80s because
WCW is WCW, bro.
Yeah, but they're not emulating that part of WCW. They're emulating 90s WCW.
But this is the thing.
Hulk Hogan would never be in the ring with
WCW had a start and it had an end.
Yeah.
Right? So then now we can actually take WCW as a package as a whole, not just NWO. I'm sorry. NWO was not WCW. It was a stable in it. So we got to look at the entire package.
Yeah, but they're not emulating 80s WCW. They're not emulating that 80s
They just brought back Bash at the Beach.
They brought back the name of it.
They just brought back DDP.
Okay. Was he in the? He wasn't there in the 80s.
They just brought back Arn Anderson as an on-screen character.
Is the in-ring style the same? Is the
storytelling
the same?
They have Dean Malenko backstage as a producer.
Is the storytelling the same?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Is the in-ring
You cannot tell me that the Nightmare Collective does not look like a female version of the Legion of Doom.
We all know that's trash. So we can throw that.
But it's an example of their booking.
It's
a clear example.
That's one thing.
But it's still a clear example.
That's one thing.
I'm not saying directly
you can't take
that
one,
it's match.
You can't take one thing
or storyline. I'm talking about the look and feel, production,
but you can't take
packaging.
You can't take one thing and superimpose it on top of the entire. You can't take
but
one thing.
If I can name 5
players are there that makes it WCW though. And the only thing that's missing is either Eric Bischoff or Vince Russo.
At this point,
it's WCW. And you really can't argue that.
I think it looks like WCW. When you're talking about storyline and in-ring, it's not.
But that's what you're misconstruing. That's what you're misconstruing. The storylines are never going to be the same. Unless they recycle the exact story. The storylines change. The players change.
With the storyline,
that's every company.
But the storyline changes the direction of the company.
I'm talking about production, camera work, audio, visual, stage. I'm talking about ring design. I'm talking about logo design. I'm talking about pay-per-view names.
Yeah, we agree with that. That's obvious. That's obvious.
Bro, you
Nitro.
can't say that these 7, 8 plus number of things I just mentioned don't outshadow the only two things that you said was match content and storyline.
Doesn't that shape everything though?
No.
Nah.
So
because every
storyline, so what we're saying right now is that storyline and match quality does not shape a company. Because I'm about to give you
not
the,
the
no, you know
I'm
why?
about to give you
You
the
know why?
ultimate example.
And I'm gonna give
It's
you an
not-
alternate
it's not
example
the
too.
only-
New
You know why?
Japan Pro Wrestling.
No,
That's the
no.
line.
ECW. ECW.
Exactly.
ECW was ahead of the curve of every wrestling promotion. It was Attitude before Attitude. It was NWO before NWO. They stole ECW's package, but it never had the production value. It never had the audio visual quality.
Agreed.
It never had the look,
Agreed.
style, and substance outside of storyline and in-ring action. But ECW was arguably better than those two companies at given points. So that's my clear example right there. It's WCW. The match quality is still good. A lot of the storylines are still good, but we cannot take away from the fact that they gave us an updated 2019, 2020 WCW, and I want them to stray away from that. That's the biggest change they need. Because we don't need nostalgia. We don't need nostalgia from a company that died 20 years ago that is owned by the competition. We don't need that. We need less WWE mentions. We need less past. We need more future, because you know what? The WWE is the past, and they highlight the past every week, every other month, every Hall of Fame. They highlight the past. They based on nostalgia. WWE is surviving on nostalgia and throwing these new acts here around. That is the difference. That is my biggest critique of AEW, because that is what WWE is doing wrong right now, and that's what I hate about WWE. I love WWE. That's what brought me into wrestling. But at the end of the day, I know when their package fucking sucks. And right now it sucks. But they're the best in production. They're the best in audio visual. They're the best in packaging. They're the best. That's undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
AEW has the potential to do that because they have the vision behind it.
And they now have the money.
They need more of the originality of the Elite. And I'm not going to include the Bucks on that because they're really just a repackaging of 80s style wrestling, 80s style look, and stuff like that. I would lean more towards Cody, Kenny, their minds. They really can shape.
I would say
they can
Hangman,
really shape this.
I would say Hangman and Kenny, yeah, because Cody is one of the
There's
most,
a lot of young people.
Cody's the most old school guy.
But let's be real.
Cody's the most old school guy at all.
Can we agree that we could name maybe 5 to 10 people
The visual-
who get no shine, but we got DDP in a match?
Well, yeah, I didn't like. Now here it is.
I'm not mad because the first week I was like, "Oh my god, DDP."
We felt the same way.
This week I was like, "Oh shit, DDP can actually go to a certain extent,"
yeah.
And I was happy to see him. But did another legend just come back and steal time off of a young talent's plate? Is that not the complaint we have with WWE? Is that not what led to the revolution of AEW? So it's contradictory, and this is the biggest change I need. Me personally, stop contradicting yourselves. You promised us this revolution, this change, this difference, and you're giving us the WWE knockoff of WCW. That's what you're doing. It's like when WWE repackaged ECW and it didn't work.
Don't go that far. Don't go that far,
bro.
Don't go that far. AEW has never done anything like December to December. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, now you going.
What was wrong with that? The Elimination Chamber hardcore match? Was that what was wrong with it? Because it was regular matches the whole rest of the show.
You asked what was wrong with December to December?
Yeah.
Get out. I'm like, if you have to ask what was wrong for December to December,
the main event match wasn't that good.
I am not talking about December to December. Anywho,
we don't want to talk about old company. That is the whole point. That is the whole point.
Just to put a last bone, I definitely agree with you as far as the looks and all that stuff. That is done on purpose. Now, that doesn't necessarily bother me that much, but I can understand why that does. Because as far as the look, the stage wise, Bash at the Beach, that's
the people they're picking in positions of power.
They're doing WCW better than WCW did better than WCW did WCW.
They have yet to impact the way WCW did.
They're never.
I'm sorry.
They're never going to
Yeah,
do those numbers. They're never going to do those numbers.
They're not going to do
Ever.
the ratings.
They're never going to do those numbers.
But they still haven't done anything close to impactful as far as
that's just a matter of time.
Them being born was impact, but they're still in their infancy.
Yeah.
We can't compare them to when. Yeah. Come on, because when WCW was a juggernaut, it was a motherfucking juggernaut.
It was. It definitely
the last thing we have is the separation of the divisions.
The separation of the division. This comes down to a championship title. I think there should be a TV title.
I think there should be a lot more championships. I could name like at least 2, 3.
When their roster grows.
I'd like to see a hardcore title for the people that see, like Mox.
I want to see deathmatch title. I want to see cruiserweight.
Nah, deathmatch is not going to work. It's not going to translate on TV.
I want a deathmatch title. I want a cruiserweight. I want a trios championship. And
if you can get a cruiserweight championship, then the entire roster is on that division.
That's not true.
The majority of the current roster would be.
Matter of fact, let's think of the featherweight.
Most of them are junior heavy. Most of them are junior heavyweights.
A featherweight championship.
They could do that too. A junior heavyweight division.
I don't think it should be called a junior heavyweight division.
It could be a.
I don't think they have a big enough roster.
What would be the? I mean, they could have their own intercontinental title, can't they?
That's why you do a TV title, because it's not. It's equivalent to an intercontinental title. You're not putting a ranking on it.
Has a TV title ever been equivalent to?
But this is what I'm saying though. This is what you can do with it. Because
that's like European championship.
But here's the difference. The difference in which why AEW works in a lot of ways, because these guys only wrestle 4 times a month. Well, if you don't do indie stuff, you're only wrestling 4 times a month. So that means you can really go all out in all your matches. That means you can put a tournament towards a TV title, make it prestigious, put it on that same level as a Intercontinental Championship would be. Boom, there you go. So whenever it's defended, there you go. It's all about how you present it. And that's all it's about. If they make it seem like this TV title or whatever title is that important, we'll perceive it as that important as long as they deliver it to us.
I think they do a good job as far as the importance of their titles.
Absolutely.
To get to the tag team titles, we had a tournament to start, and then now they just did a big 4-way match, which we said was the best match of the week. Check out our Wednesday Night War episodes.
I'm sorry, I love SCU. But it should have been the Lucha Bros that one. And I have to say,
I was not going for them.
And in retrospect, here it is. In retrospect, I was like, oh yeah, my man Scorpio Sky, he getting up. I'm so glad. But really, in retrospect, it really should have been the Lucha Bros. Because I feel like they could have kept that level of high-end.
I feel like
intrigue.
I agree with you to a certain extent. I feel like they've done enough and faced and beat the top of the tag team division and the top of AEW, period. So, if anything, they do deserve a shot. I don't know how they fare as far as ranks go. It's another topic for another day, but I wasn't going for them. I was going for Pride and Powerful. Proud and Powerful.
Because they really haven't been doing much.
That's exactly why. I feel like they came out strong, teaming with Jericho. They had a couple weeks. They put people through the stage, and then it was like a span of a few weeks where it was like...
It's like Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara got a title shot before...
That made no sense. Yeah, that didn't make any sense. I didn't understand.
Right, that did happen.
Yeah, I never.
So how does that work in the rank system?
Exactly.
That's a topic for another day.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
They're freebirding the rankings.
And during that time, Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho had more wins than Proud and Powerful. But still, that doesn't even make sense because they're a tag team. They came in as a tag team.
Now, given all this critique we've given tonight aside, we can't say AEW is doing a great job. And we want to see more to come. We're definitely going to continue tuning in every week. Like I said, we got a Wednesday Night War episode where we give the breakdown of AEW versus NXT for the week. Check that out.
I think one thing to just throw on this button is one of the reasons why we kind of get on it because these are easy fixes. And it's just like AEW, just fix it. Because a lot of these things are just easy fixes.
They are easy fixes.
And to their credit, they do fix a lot of the things that we do complain about. But I mean, it's still.
And I complain because I want to see them. I want to see them grow. And I don't want them to repeat WCW's mistakes, and I don't want them to repeat the mistakes of TNA, the original TNA.
And that's why I feel like they're kind of different. And I was making the Hogan Billy Kidman comparison, because Billy Kidman and Hulk Hogan weren't in the same ring till what, the rise of
Oh yeah,
the new blood. But that was 2001 when they were literally on their death leg. When Jungle Boy now, I'm comparing him to Billy Kidman and Chris Jericho being a Hogan now. He's doing that because he was there during that time, and I feel like he got the hindsight. Like, no, we're not doing that.
See, but
we're not doing that.
The biggest failure of WCW was the fact that they gave so much creative control to their wrestlers, and that's one of the things that I kind of do fear as far as AEW, because they do give a lot of creative input as far as things go.
But Tony Khan does have that final say so.
If that is a fact,
then
I'm happy for that fact, because we don't need a bunch of wrestlers going to work for the
no matter how dope they are, no matter how dope they are, no matter how dope they are.
They can stay their ass in the Outlaw Mud Show wrestling bullshit.
Oh, Jimmy, wonder what he's doing these days. So, with that being said, you know that we can do this all day.
Can we?
Can we? Where can they find you at Focus?
At Kayfabe_Focus.
Where can they find you at AJ?
At Kayfabe_AJ.
Where can they find you at Richie? Thank you for asking. They can find you at Mr. Richie Moon, or they can find you at Kayfabe Avenue.
Can they?
Can they? Oh, yeah. We got a YouTube page. Subscribe to us. Like us there. Share us.
Comment.
We got a podcast. Spotify, Apple, all the major platforms you can find podcasts at.
How did we get settled in that situation?
Anchor. Anchor.fm. Tell them the Kayfabe Avenue guys sent you. I'm Richard Roon. This is Focus. This is AJ. This is Kayfabe Avenue. This has been a discussion about AEW. We can do this all day, but we must bid you a farewell. Kenny, take us home.
Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.